Hey, welcome to part 4 of our Renewed Heart, Renewed Home updates. If you're new with us, we've been pulling together a series of updates that keep you posted on all the construction work that's been happening around here. If you've missed updates number 1 through 3, make sure that you check them out on renewal.trinitychurchkelowna.ca. We've already unpacked topics like our project timeline, our spiritual process, and all the work that's been done on and above the ceiling here. And of course, some incredible personal stories. Seriously, you're going to want to check them out if you haven't done so already. In this episode, I'm so excited to talk to you about a part of the auditorium that I have a little bit of connection with, the stage. Now, I bet you're probably thinking, seriously, Andrew, it's just a stage, a few 2x4s and some plywood. How many features could there possibly be? Well, in truth, there are actually so many that we've had to leave some stuff out just to narrow it down to the top 10. Here we go. Number 10, the front curve of the stage, also known as the apron, is designed with a specific radius to perfectly fit the curvature of the new seats in order to minimize wasted floor space and maximize unobstructed sightlines. Now, unfortunately, this can't help you if someone who's 7 feet tall sits in front of you. We couldn't figure that one out. Number 9, on this front curve of the stage, footlights will be placed inside of a trough to provide uplighting that will fill in any harsh shadows that might obscure expressiveness of our singers and communicators. This is a huge benefit for anyone who's in the room and online. Number 8, this same curved trough will hold front fill speakers to provide clear sound for the front and center keeners who are sitting underneath the coverage of our main speakers. 7, anything on stage that has a cable will be plugged into power and data jacks under the top of the stage through a genius system of removable panels that maximizes flexibility while keeping things organized and tidy. It's all designed by our very own Joel Armstrong. Number 6, these stairs leading onto the stage as well as up to the fire exits and balcony wings will be inset into the arc of the stage, maximizing our seating space. Number 5, 2 baptism tanks are strategically placed into the floor of the stage, allowing a great viewing angle while simultaneously providing a discreet entrance and exit behind the side curtains. Why 2 tanks? Well, that's so that we'll have 1 tank accessible without limiting our stage arrangement and design options. But more importantly, it's because of the belief that we will need to use both tanks in our services moving forward because of the number of people wanting to be baptized. Number 4, both of the tanks have a waterline window so that you'll be able to not only see people stepping down into the tank, you'll literally see them going under the water. How cool is that? Number 3, locking panels will create a continuous deck or stage top, completely hiding the tanks when they're not in use. Basically, that's so that we don't fall in. Number 2, this stage has been reinforced with over 20 new pilings and reinforced concrete footings so that the grand piano won't fall through the stage again. I'm not saying that's ever happened before, but I'm not saying that it didn't happen either. And the number 1 feature of this new stage, something that benefits every single one of us, 100% of this back wall will now be treated with absorptive acoustic material, replacing the previous band shell design, giving our amazing audio volunteers more ability to control the sound that you hear instead of the stage itself reflecting it all out there on its own. You don't need to know much about audio engineering to know that this one, it's a pretty big deal. So there you have it, the top 10 features of our new stage. But I've got to say, I'm probably most excited about something that we were all a part of a number of weeks ago. See, back in June, we gave you all an opportunity to write prayers and scriptures, blessings and names on exposed wall frames and on the floor all around this room. Well, that week, we put a specific call out to our music team to fill the floor and the underside of the front of this stage with psalms, lyrics of songs, prayers, and blessings for our worship culture specifically in this space. When we move back into this room, our worship teams and communicators will literally be standing on the Word of God and the praises of His people. Hey, right now, we want you to hear from a special couple in our church community. Chad and Kim Wardman are 2 of those incredible volunteers who regularly raise their hands whenever we put a call out for help. Their family has helped make this space become a reality with a little bit of hard work. Here's their story.
We've been coming to Trinity for 15 years now. And there was a time when we weren't serving as much, weren't coming as much when COVID was happening. Now that restrictions are lifted, I think we're pretty much back full force. So we're really excited about the opportunities now that we can do to get in here and serve again. So pretty excited.
Well, we used to serve in the youth Wednesdays and Thursday nights when the children were little. When they were like 6, 7, and 10, we would serve at the youth because I always wanted my children to know that on Wednesday or Thursday night, this was the place that the Wardmans came and hang out when they were teenagers.
And now it's changed a bit. This opportunity to serve with the auditorium renovation was a really blessing in our lives, right? It gave us the opportunity to get back in and to connect with the staff and the people that come to Trinity. And I think after that long hiatus, it was really needed because it was a bit of a loss, right? And we didn't really know as many people anymore, and it was changing. And this was a way to really connect and get to know some of the members and people in the church. We also actually became members as well, so we could get in kind of full force and be a part of the church in every way we could.
I think before it used to be, what did I need from the church? And I needed a place for my children to go. And I feel like it's now, the Lord needs me. And it's not, what can I get from the church? It's, but I have to give to the church because this is the Lord's building and He's in a need. And I just have to show up. It's not by choice. It's where I have to be because it's necessary.
Because we're serving now and we're serving in a different capacity, I feel like there's a real investment, like a spiritual investment, right? And a physical investment. So when I come into the space, I'm connected, right? And I'm building relationships with the staff in particular. They're super fun people. And it's just nice to come somewhere where it feels like family and community and to be a part of that. Right. And I mean, both Kim and I have a heart of service, so we want to give back, but to be part of something, this wonderful that will bring people back into our church and revitalize our community and bring our members and our churchgoers back into this space. I mean, awesome, right?
I think part of during COVID, we became members, and you have to do a test for your spiritual gifts. And in doing that test, I kind of knew what they were, but the process for me that changed was that these are the gifts the Lord gave me, and I have to give them back. And so I think that's a big thing of why we serve so much right now in the church is I'm giving the Lord's gifts back to the church. And now I serve the Lord. And I feel like it's different. Like before it used to be, we have to go there on Wednesday and Thursday nights. Now it's like, oh no, we got to clear the schedule because this has to happen. It's the most important thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. It has to come first, right? And so when there's a call or a need, it's like, yeah, let's make sure we're not doing anything that day. Because, through this time, we were important too, right? And we were always important, but we're especially important because the church was contributing to building the church. And what a great opportunity to be a part of that. And so like, oh, I'll miss a week. Well, who's going to do it, right? And so we really wanted to make sure that it got done, and we really want to be a part of it. And we never left feeling tired because it was actually a lot of fun. Got a good meal and a great communionship, if that's a word, and we felt great. It was awesome.
I have this vision about a year ago. It makes me toast me. About a year ago when I was really missing the church, and my son said to me, he said, Mom, I see it. I see the space that once this church is renovated, it's going to be packed with people, and they're going to be singing and praising and worshiping, and it's going to be like the roof is lifted off. And it was at that moment I knew I had to be a part of that because that's the vision I have in my head, and I want to be here for that. It's coming.